All right, if you need help at tight end, we start with the man of the weekend or the play of the weekend,
Yes.
Colston Loveland, 76% available. He obviously catches the game-winning touchdown, but just the usage before that, Matthew, was so encouraging to see him involved in the game. He's got the Giants defense this week.
Yeah, which you certainly like. 4 straight weeks with a red zone target and an end zone target in 2 straight. So Caleb Williams starting to look at him when they get a little bit closer. Last 2 weeks, he's a 76% route participation. Cole Kmet left the game last week in the concussion protocol. Obviously, if Kmet is out, you certainly like Loveland's opportunity even more. But, you know, he was out there a ton last week with Kmet out. 97 utilization score. Only Brock Bowers had a higher one. You also see he was second behind Brock Bowers in terms of fantasy points last week. Now, a lot of that was kind of lifted up by that crazy long play at the end with the missed tackles. But
Made
still,
a good day into an elite day, is what I would say.
I agree with that, and you're not scared of this Giants defense. By the way, at Minnesota, home to Pittsburgh, which is usually a really good matchup for tight ends. So we do think Loveland, similar to Torrey Horton, has to have earned a bigger role in this offense moving forward.
Definitely. I think as well, a lot of Chicago's pass game production has been suppressed because they had that 4-game winning streak where a couple of those games Caleb really didn't have to do much at all. Like, the Bears are a fine team. They're not a great team, though, and they should have to be in more throw scripts going forward, which will benefit Colston Loveland.
Our next tight end, Harold Fannin Jr., he's 57% available despite having a really, really strong rookie season. He might be buried in your league because he's coming off the bye here, Matthew, and tight ends have been very good against the Jets this year.
They have been. They've allowed 20 fantasy points. The Jets now. The Jets have allowed 20 fantasy points to opposing tight ends in 3 of their last 5 games. You know, since week 5, Harold Fannin is the 10th best tight end. Be interested to see, by the way, if David Njoku goes on the move by 4 o'clock today. He's been rumored to be out there.
Pretty likely.
Yeah.
He's on an expiring deal. He's been banged up. They want to funnel targets to Fannin.
Yeah. So, by the way, so I will just say this. If Njoku does get dealt Fannin, I would move Fannin above Loveland. I'd feel better about his I'd feel better about his role moving forward. It does seem like there's a connection between him and Dylan Gabriel, probably because, by the way, Dylan Gabriel can, you know, throw past 10 yards, which is, you know, kind of Fannin's route tree.
Yes.
You know,
he fits the mold of what they do schematically right now. So.
By the way, just real quickly, as long as we're talking Browns, it didn't make this on the others receiving votes that we were just talking about with the wide receivers, but Club Set is back open. Club Set is back open.
Remodeled.
Yeah, exactly. And just so Cedric Tillman is not 100% rostered. Worth seeing if he was dropped in your league because
I agree.
He would be my favorite of all these guys. I'd prefer him over Parker Washington. I'd prefer him over Torrey Horton. I get that Dylan Gabriel hasn't been great, but I just love Cedric Tillman. I know you do as well.
And what if there's a world where the last 5 weeks of the season we see Shadur Sanders, who will throw the ball down the field to his wide receivers? I'm just saying, there's a world where you're in the fantasy playoffs, you're desperate in the flex spot, or you're trying to make the playoffs, and Club said could be, there's a chance he's usable.
Yeah. So check to see his availability in your league as well. Some of the other tight ends that are out there. How about Dalton Schultz, who is, well, you know, he's a tight end. He qualifies as a tight end. He has been, you know, a target for C.J. Stroud recently, 11 fantasy points or more in 3 of the last 4 games. How about Cade Otton, who since week 5's had almost a 20% target share? Juwan Johnson is the new Hunter Henry. He's on this list every single week, but 3 straight games with double-digit fantasy points. The one thing that Tyler Shuck was able to do last week was get the ball to Juwan Johnson. For the past 5 weeks, Theo Johnson's had at least an 18% target share, and the new Tucker Kraft in Green Bay is Luke Musgrave, who's available in 99% of the leagues. Packers 7th in the NFL in tight end target share. Now, obviously, that is influenced by Tucker Kraft, but there was a scenario when these guys came out of college. Luke Musgrave was considered the better prospect.
He was taken over him.
Yes, he was drafted ahead of
Some
Tucker
people
Kraft.
had it ranked the correct way.
Right.
Oh, wow.
But they drafted it, and it doesn't matter. It all worked out the same.
They
got Tucker Kraft, too.
Luke Musgrave, first rounder?
No, second round.
Second rounder.
And then they took Kraft in the 4th.
Right, and you had Kraft over Musgrave in your pre-draft rankings. But either way, right, again, the Packers at one point valued Musgrave over Tucker. And like just because he wasn't able to beat out Tucker Kraft, who's been phenomenal since he got the starting job, like Luke Musgrave has talent. Like I remember his rookie year, I mean, me saying like Luke Musgrave's going to be a thing at some point this year. Never wrong, just early. And so
until they traded for David Njoku today.
Yes, exactly. Never wrong, just early. Musgrave, it only took 2.5 years, but I do think he's really good after the catch. In a different way that Tucker Kraft is. Tucker Kraft is more physical. Yes. Musgrave is more speedy. Yep. But I do think they both have that ability once they get the ball in their hands and they're in space to make some hay with it.
And it's just a huge part of LaFleur's offense. Like that's it, even though Tucker Kraft is gone, that role will remain. There's upside for Musgrave. And the good thing is that he's young enough that there's still talent ceiling there. It's not a Dalton Schultz operation.
All right, if you need a defense, real quickly, the Browns against the Jets, 67% available. The Bills against the Dolphins, 57% available. The Panthers against Tyler Shuck's Saints, that's 97% available. The other way around, the Jets against Dylan Gabriel and the Browns, and the Bucs against the Patriots. We're going to take our first break.
Depending on your needs, like if you didn't have a significant position need and you play in a league with a defense, the Browns might be my #1 waiver claim. Going up against
with
the
how
Jets.
bad the skill options are.
Right.
Definitely a chance.
Yeah.
And they're only 67% available.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.